Dreams. Everyone has a dream, or everyone dreams. Some dream with the eyes closed, some with the eyes open. Some remember dreams, some don't. As a child, I also had a dream. I wanted to play for the country, but did I know how? I didn't. And in school, I was not even in the school team. I was not even in the playing 11, but I wanted to play. My parents supported me. My father was a man with few words, but he always had my back. And my mom used to support and encourage me. I reached college. I played for the school. I reached college. And the first day, as a young college child back in the 80s, with those torn jeans, shorts, I went for the first day of training. And the coach that said, "Get out. You're late." I didn't even know when the scouting or the trials was, but I never gave up. I kept training. I went back to the training pitch. I used to train alone. And when the coach saw me training, he told me, "Why don't you come and join?" And I played for the college team. We won the intercollegiate, first time after many years. When I got selected, and just post the university tour, which was outside Maharashtra, I also had my exams. So I went to the sporting director and I told him that, "Sir, I have my exams. Can you help me with the exams? Maybe, just let me go." He said, "Take your books and go and study during the tour." So I did that. I went to play, took my books. When I used to not play, I used to sit and study. We won the zonals after, and I also cleared my exams. And that's where I started my professional journey. I started playing professional football, and I was the only player in India to play two positions in a single game. So the first half I used to play right full back, that's a defender, and the second half as a goalkeeper. And in those days, the satellite TV had just started showing sport, especially football. Football was not televised. And that's when my father saw me play football. But he was not at the stadium. Unfortunately, he was at the hospital. So he saw me playing on the television in the hospital. And I kept playing professional football. I had gone for an away game to Calcutta. In football, there are home and away games. So before playing for Mohan Bagan, I was in a club called FC Cochin. So I went for an away game to Kolkata. And there, one day before the game, that's match -2, I got a call that my father is no more. So I traveled back to Mumbai. We had the funeral, the final rites. And that evening I got a call from my team captain, who was also the national team captain, asking me, "Dinesh, can you please come? We need you." So the next morning, I took a flight, flew back to Calcutta, played that game. I can't forget that game in my life. It was raining. Lost that match 1-0 against Mohan Bagan. But I think that was the best game of my life, because I played for my father and for my dream. And I kept playing professional football. And soon, my dream, my manifestation, my positive visualization came through, and I played pre-Olympics for the country. But back then, sport was not high paying, especially football. Was not high paying at all. So I wanted to follow the usual journey of success, which is career, money, designation. I came back to Mumbai. I quit football. I came back to Mumbai, did my professional education, and started my own event management company. In terms of success, I was doing very well. I was working with all the multinationals, top multinationals in India, earning quite a good amount of money, doing events across the country. But somewhere, I was not happy. I wanted to get back to sport. I wanted to give back to sport what sport had given me. That fire, that dream was still there. But I didn't know how. And in 2013, a massive change happened in my life. My mother's very close friend expired, and I took my mother, for the funeral. And after the funeral, the lady who had expired, her son came to me, and I said, it was much later. He said, "What do you do?" I said, "I run an event company. I do events." He said, "Dinesh, there's a parcel of land right next to the domestic airport, right in Mumbai. And currently there's a flyover work happening, and now it's become a dumping ground. Can you do an event there?" I said, "Exciting. Also speaks about business for me, right? Oh, why not?" Next morning, I drove to this place. I stopped my car. It was drizzling. I pulled up my pant and I walked in. And when I walked in, I reached that open space. It's about 3.5 acres in the heart of Mumbai. I looked at the ground. I looked at in the sky. And somewhere, I don't know what happened, I realized this is like my dream again coming back. And this is the time when we were expecting our second child. I have a daughter, and we were expecting my son, who's 11 now. But I don't know what happened. I said, I want to get back to sport. And this was 13 years after I had completely quit football, and I was into the so-called rat race. I went back to the car, took my phone, called my wife up, and I called her Kunju. I said, "Kunju, I want to get back to sport." And she was expecting, and there's the responsibility. She's saying, "Are you crazy? Have you lost it?" I said, "No, I want to get back to sport." I went back to my office, spoke to my colleagues, spoke to my staff, convinced them. In the next couple of days, made a few calls to multiple agencies, event companies, placed all of them, and got to this journey, worked with this NGO to transform that ground into a sports complex, which can be not only used to the haves, but the have-nots. And this worked very well. And that was my journey back to sport. But did I earn anything? No. I was the honorary CEO of this organization. I used to go to people's house, take personal classes, because I had to keep my family running. But at the same time, I wanted to make an impact in sport. So I started again studying. Now this time, my education was my sporting education. I started doing licenses. There are licenses in sport. I started right here. I started with the grassroots course, did my D license, C license. I don't know if you, so in football, FIFA has multiple licenses with the AFC. So C, B, A, goalkeeping level 1, level 2, level 3. I traveled to Europe. I traveled to different countries to do my licenses. And that's when I also started working on a project to develop football in Mumbai. And where, it's about grassroots development, coach education, fan base development, and then you go all out for that dream. You put your heart and soul into that dream. And when you put your heart and soul in that dream, nothing matters. And that's what was making me happy. And slowly, when you work towards your dream, when you work towards your goal, things start following up. Good things happen to you. My journey from my school days to my college, then playing professional football, and then getting into corporate life was two. So I had led two lives. One was where I followed my dream, and one where it was a conventional career, or we call it the rat race. But I realized that when I followed my dream, and not only followed my dream, but with actions and putting in work day in and day out, I think that what made me feel who I am. I understood who I am. I understood what I love. And I understood that this was not making me tired. When I used to do events, I used to get, burnt out. But here, I was putting, it was like 24/7 days a week. 24 hours and 7 days a week. And then I also now wanted to help others to achieve their dreams in my field, sport. So I launched the Association of Indian Football Coaches. Why did I launch Association of Indian Football Coaches? Is India has produced the best, and this was my dream, to see India somewhere in sport. India has produced the best doctors, best IT professionals, best officials, right? Top cops, scientists. Why not best players? To have good students, you need good teachers. Similarly, to have good sportsperson, athletes, players, you need good coaches. So the Association of Indian Football Coaches was formed to help coaches to do CPDs, programs, upgrade them not only in coaching, but also educating them on the importance of education and sport. And then the pandemic struck. So this is the journey which I had dreamt of. This is the journey that I wanted as a kid. And this is what has brought me till here, standing in front of you. Do I still have a dream? Yes, I do. And what's my dream? I want to see in India sport and education complementing each other. And with my experience, I can say that a top sportsman can be an A in education and vice versa. So till my last breath, I will pursue this dream and make this happen. Follow your dream. Thank you.